There are moments in life that split everything into before and after. You remember exactly where you were standing, what the air smelled like, what you were wearing. For us, that moment happened on an ordinary Tuesday afternoon when a woman knocked on our front door and introduced herself as the person who gave birth to our daughter. What she said next unraveled 7 years of everything we thought we knew. I want to be really careful about how I tell this story because our daughter is real, our love for her is real, and the pain of what we discovered is also very real. But I think what happened to our family is happening to other families right now, and they deserve to know. So let us go back to the beginning. My husband and I started the adoption process after years of trying to build our family through other means. Anyone who has walked that road knows how exhausting it is, emotionally, financially, physically. By the time we found the agency, we were tired in a way that makes you vulnerable, and agencies know that. The good ones use that knowledge to guide you carefully. The bad ones use it against you. We found what appeared to be a reputable domestic adoption agency. They had a professional website, testimonials from happy families, accreditations displayed prominently, and staff members who were warm and seemingly transparent. We paid significant fees upfront, which we were told covered home study costs, legal representation, birth mother support services, and document processing. Everything felt legitimate because everything was designed to feel legitimate. The paperwork was extensive. We signed hundreds of pages across multiple appointments. We were told that the birth mother, a young woman in a difficult situation, had made a fully voluntary and informed decision to place her baby for adoption. We were told she had received counseling. We were told there were no legal complications, no paternal claims, no family members seeking custody. We were told a story, and we believed it because we had no reason not to. When we brought our daughter home, she was 3 days old. Whatever complicated feelings existed around the circumstances, the love was immediate and absolute. You do not spend 7 years raising a child and feel anything less than complete about that bond. I need you to understand that before I continue. Now here is where things get deeply uncomfortable. About 8 months ago, we received a message through a mutual contact. A woman who identified herself as our daughter's birth mother wanted to speak with us. We were open to this. Open adoption communication had always been something we supported in principle, and our daughter, now 7, had started asking questions that we wanted to answer honestly. So we agreed to meet. The woman, who sat across from us in a coffee shop, was soft-spoken and clearly nervous. She told us her name, and then she told us that she had never voluntarily consented to the adoption. She explained that at the time she was experiencing a housing crisis and had gone to a support organization seeking temporary assistance. She was young, scared, and had limited understanding of the legal documents placed in front of her. She said people connected to the agency had misrepresented what she was signing. She believed she was agreeing to a temporary care arrangement while she stabilized her situation. She said when she tried to follow up weeks later, she was told the process was already complete, that she had signed irrevocable consent documents, and that there was nothing she could do. We sat there in complete silence. Now I have to be honest with you. Our first instinct was disbelief. We wanted to believe that the agency had been truthful with us. We wanted to believe we had not unknowingly participated in something deeply wrong. But she brought documentation. She brought her own records, correspondence she had saved, and discrepancies between what she had been given to sign and what appeared in our official adoption paperwork. The dates did not match. Language in her copies differed from language in ours. A counseling certification that appeared in our file reference sessions that occurred after the consent forms had allegedly been signed, which would be legally impossible. Someone had created a timeline that did not exist. We hired an independent attorney the following week, not to fight the birth mother, not to protect our claim to our daughter. We hired someone to help us understand what had actually happened, because if a crime had been committed, we needed to know What the attorney found was troubling. The agency in question had already been the subject of a complaint filed with state regulators 2 years prior. That complaint had not been made public. The agency had since closed, citing financial difficulties, which is a remarkably convenient exit strategy for people who have been running something fraudulent. Several staff members had moved to different organizations operating in neighboring states. There is a term for what may have happened here. It falls under what advocates call adoption fraud, and it exists on a spectrum. On one end, you have misrepresentation of a child's background or health history. On the more serious end, you have forged documents, coerced consent, and the trafficking of children for financial gain. We do not yet know exactly where on that spectrum our situation falls, but we know it does not fall in the clear zone. Here is what I want you to understand about the systemic piece of this, because this is not just our story. Adoption in the United States is primarily regulated at the state level, which means oversight varies enormously depending on where you live. Agencies that lose licenses in one state can sometimes establish new operations in another. FEs are largely unregulated. The financial incentives that exist in domestic infant adoption create a marketplace where the pressure to place babies can override ethical practice. Birth mothers, who are often young, often poor, and often in crisis, are among the most legally vulnerable people in these transactions. We are not anti-adoption. Please hear that clearly. Adoption, practiced ethically and transparently, is a beautiful thing. Children who need families deserve families, but ethical adoption requires that every person involved, including the woman who carried and delivered that child, is treated with dignity, honesty, and genuine legal protection. What happened in our case, and what appears to be happening in others based on the advocates and attorneys we have now connected with, is that the appearance of ethical practice is sometimes constructed while the reality underneath is something else entirely. So where are we now? Our daughter does not know the full details of what we have uncovered. She knows that we have been speaking with her birth mother. She knows that we are working through some complicated grown-up things. She is 7. She is brilliant and funny. And she made us a card last week that said we are her favorite people in the universe, which wrecked us both completely. Our relationship with her birth mother has become something none of us anticipated. There is no simple word for what she is. To us now, she is not an enemy. She is a person who was wronged and whose pain is connected directly to our joy in ways that are genuinely difficult to hold. We are trying to hold it anyway, together, with the help of a therapist who specializes in complex adoption dynamics. Legally, our adoption was finalized years ago. Our attorney has been very clear that our parental rights are intact, but we are cooperating fully with any investigation into the agency's practices because justice for what happened to this woman and potentially to other birth mothers matters. Regardless of how it affects our comfort, there are documents we have submitted to state regulators. There are names we have provided to people with the authority to act on them. Whether they will act and how quickly remains to be seen. What I want to leave you with is this: if you are in the process of adopting, or if you are considering it, please do your research in ways that go beyond what an agency presents to you. Talk to adoptees. Talk to birth mothers, not the ones featured in agency testimonials, but the ones in support communities who have no financial reason to soften the truth. Ask hard questions about consent processes. Ask for documentation of counseling that predates consent signing. Ask what happens if a birth parent changes their mind, and listen very carefully to how they answer. And if you adopted through an agency that is now closed, or if something in your adoption story has never quite added up, I am not telling you your family is invalid. I am telling you that you deserve the truth, and so does every other person whose life was shaped by that paperwork. Our daughter is our daughter. Full stop. But the woman who gave her life deserved better than what she received, and so did we. And so does every family that comes after us. Walking through the door of an adoption agency exhausted and hopeful, ready to trust someone with the most important thing in the world. We are still figuring out what comes next. And we are going to keep talking about it right here, because silence is exactly what people who commit fraud are counting on.